Here are 10 defunct car manufacturers from the past and the reasons why they failed. 10. Studebaker. There was a time when Studebaker was a proud American brand. The cars made by Studebaker were parked in driveways across the country in the 1940s and early 1950s. By 1927, Studebaker graduated to large six-cylinder engines with two-tone paint, rumble seats, and the name Dictator as a model, preceding other popular models such as Commander and President. However, after World War II, the company floundered until it came out with a smaller vehicle, the Lark, in 1958, which restored Studebaker's cash flow position. After the Lark, Studebaker issued the Avanti hardtop, which today has many fans in car clubs around the US. Nevertheless, Studebaker failed for good in 1967 due to declining sales. Today, many of its cars are considered classics. 9. Stutz. Stutz was a smaller car manufacturer that had a reputation for innovation. Founded in 1902 by engineer Harry Stutz, the company built a small car early on that used a steering wheel instead of the then more common tiller for steering. Stutz was actually a pioneer of the steering wheel. Stutz really took off as a car company in 1911, when one of the company's cars finished 11th at the inaugural Indy 500, averaging a then-crushing speed of 70 miles per hour. In 1912, a two-seat model Stutz, called the Bearcat Roadster, defined the term sports car in America. They were among the coolest cars of their day. Moving more into performance racing, Stutz manufactured the Black Hawk in 1927, the company's first stock car used for racing. Stutz then built the US's fastest production car, clocked at a speed of 106 miles per hour in 1928, which was a record at the time. However, Stutz's fortunes took a turn for the worse during the Great Depression, and the company built its last car in 1934. 8. Kaiser-Frazer. Kaiser-Frazer enjoyed a great reputation for its sleek and stylish appearance. A partnership between automobile executive Joseph Frazer and industrialist Henry Kaiser, the company enjoyed success through to the mid-1950s. However, although innovative, their vehicles were never commercially successful despite collaborations with famed designer Dutch Darren, whose 1954 two-door roadster with a supercharged six-cylinder engine is highly prized by car collectors today. Kaiser-Frazer made Jeeps during World War II and transferred its production from Michigan to the Toledo Jeep factory. Kaisers were assembled and sold in South America until the early 1960s, but the company ceased production in the US in 1955. 7. Pontiac. Remember Pontiac? People should, as there are still quite a few of the vehicles on roads today. Established as a brand in 1926, General Motors manufactured the Pontiac brand until 2009. Today, Pontiac remains a registered and active trademark of General Motors, although the company no longer manufactures the brand. General Motors Vice Chairman Bob Lutz said the loss of Pontiac, which GM let go during bankruptcy proceedings in 2008, was one of the worst moments in the company's history. Indeed, with vehicles such as the snappy Solstice and the roaring G8, as well as a distinguished history of popular muscle cars such as the GTO and Trans Am, Pontiac was a storied automotive brand. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be, and Pontiac is no more. 6. Oldsmobile. There was a time when people in the US were said to be Oldsmobile people. The car brand inspired fierce loyalty among consumers, and for good reason. Oldsmobile was America's oldest car maker, having started operations in 1897 in Lansing, Michigan. Founder Ransom Olds had been experimenting with cars as far back as the 1880s before founding his company. The Olds family business built some of the first gasoline-powered engines in the country. Automotive historians credit the first Oldsmobile as the first mass-produced car in the US. In 1908, General Motors purchased Oldsmobile and continued to manufacture the brand of cars. By 1940, Oldsmobile had the first hydromatic transmission, a 4-speed unit that was reliable and popular. In 1964, Oldsmobile offered the 442 muscle car package. In 1966, it rolled out the now famous front-drive Toronado model. 5. Packard. brothers James and William Packard founded the Packard Motor Car Company in 1899 from their bustling electric parts factory located in Warren, Ohio. By 1903, the Packard brothers had moved to Detroit, Michigan. By 1916, Packard had the first production 12-cylinder engine, which it refined through 1939, as well as the Liberty aircraft engine, which was the most widely used engine in airplanes during World War II. The Packard cars were known as the most expensive production vehicles in their day, and the smaller 1941 Clipper model, designed by Kaiser's Dutch Darren, is a much sought-after collector car. Immediately after World War II, the quality of Packard cars remained top-notch, but the lack of a V8 engine and pre-war styling hurt the popularity of the cars. 4. Pierce Arrow. People may have a difficult time recalling Pierce Arrow, but the Pierce Arrow Motor Car Company was an American automobile manufacturer based in Buffalo, New York. That was a leader in the industry from its inception in 1901 through to its demise in 1938. Although best known for building luxury cars, Pierce Arrow also built commercial trucks, fire trucks, camp trailers, motorcycles, and even bicycles. Originally a birdcage company in Buffalo, Pierce Arrow built its first car in 1901, a tiny motorette, then expanded to larger cars with then-advanced technology such as hydraulic lifters, power brakes, and fender-mounted headlights. Big 6-cylinder engines were the Pierce Arrow hallmark, although the company made a model with a V12 engine that set speed records. 3. Duesenberg. Today, Duesenberg cars sell for top dollar at automotive auctions around the world. The Duesenberg Model J, which appeared in 1928, is considered the most valuable and iconic car ever made by a U.S. manufacturer. Bought by Arit Lobspan Cord in 1926, the Duesenberg Company was the leading automaker of its day in terms of innovation and luxury. No expense was spared. The technology-rich cars, which weighed more than 5,000 pounds, featured self-lubricating chassis, 8-cylinder engines, and boasted a top speed of 110 miles per hour. 2. Hudson. The Hudson brand of car was created in 1910 when former employees of Oldsmobile Works banded together and received a loan from a department store tycoon to start a new company featuring a small, shiny brass roadster that could reach speeds of 50 miles per hour. 1. Vector. Vector Motors Corporation is a notorious car manufacturer that went bust before really taking off. Founded in 1978, the Vector Company built cars that had amazing designs and were very eye-catching. However, people who bought Vectors complained that the cars were technically unsophisticated and suffered from inconsistent functions and poor performance. Yet the image of Vector cars was used to market fast US-made vehicles throughout the 1980s and early 1990s. Vectors were so well marketed that many people falsely believed that Vector made the fastest cars in the world. That's it for today's video. Let us know in the comments if you have any memories with these car brands. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories about iconic brands. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.